Hey guys, Ash here coming at you today with some mass bowler attacks at Town Hall 11. This is a great strategy for 3-starring any single base in the game, and you're going to see it starting with me right now. I just pulled this off in Clan War, and it's really using the same sort of strategy. You're using healers, but you're not even starting with a Queen Walk or a Bowler Walk anymore. Essentially what you're doing is deploying a big line of bowlers, and then you're dispersing your healers, a couple at each of the flanks, and then at least one towards the center, and then from there on out you're using 2 jump spells, 2 rage spells, you're freezing one of the Inferno Towers, you're using your Eternal Tome ability when you enter the core of the base. It's really as easy as that, and this is probably the most effective 3-star strategy that we've seen so far in the game in terms of the reliability of scoring 3 stars every single attack. Now this works better, ironically, against anti-3-star bases, so it's going to be interesting to see, do people start changing their bases, or do they start going with trophy bases in Clan Wars? I don't know what's going to happen, but to be honest with you, have a really easy time 3-starring anti-3-star bases. You can see I have tons of troops left alive at this point. Didn't even need to use my Queen's Royal Cloak ability at all. Easy 3-star. It certainly was easy. And even with the unpredictable bowler AI, if you use this strategy, when you have a big long line of bowlers engaging the base like this, it's really easy to still nail the 3-star. Even with unpredictable AI, you can see Obsidian here doing the same thing. He's starting his flanks a little bit earlier, 2 flanks of bowlers, and then he's going to deploy the Golem in the Clan Castle, always rocking 1 Golem in the Clan Castle, and then you enter the base via the 2 jump spells. We'll speed it up a little bit here. You can see now huge group of mass bowlers heading towards the core of the base. He's going to use his first freeze spell. As soon as he gets into those walls there, he's going to go ahead and drop his rage spell, and then pop the Eternal Tome ability as soon as he starts engaging these Clan Castle troops here. So very, very nice attack. Now, slowly but surely, his bowlers are going to make their way to the core of the base, and that's when he's going to use his other rage spell, and from there on out, again, it's going to be nice and easy here. Now, the cool thing about these healers, when you bring 5, obviously, you're not going to bring more than 4, 9 times out of 10 on a Queen Walk or a Bowler Walk, but you're bringing 5 in these attacks because, essentially, all these healers are going to be dispersed randomly amongst your bowlers, especially with the AI. Towards the end of the raid, it's hard to predict if your bowlers are going to stay with the healers or if your healers are going to switch over to your heroes. It's really a crapshoot, but you can see here again, plenty of troops left alive at the end of the attack here. Another convincing 3-star attack for Obsidian. Now let's go on to Crypts here. Crypts again attacking a close to max base, just a couple of cannons and a few walls there, but otherwise a max Town Hall 11. And again, it's, I'm not gonna lie guys, it's a little bit of a spammy attack, but to be honest with you, it's still fun 3-starring max bases. So here we go again. This time Crypts is going to deploy a huge line of bowlers, and he does things a little bit differently here. He does not deploy 2 healers to both of the flanks, rather he just spreads the healers evenly, and again it's going to work out beautifully for him. He's going to save his second freeze spell for the far side Inferno Tower, now again using jump spell to access the base. It's pretty fun, guys. I mean, have you been experimenting with bowler attacks? I've brought quite a few different mass bowler strategies to you guys over the last few days now. I brought you a bowler minor clone strategy. I brought you mass bowler with clone spell. I brought you mass bowler with heal spells. And I brought you another mass bowler variation starting with a Queen Walk or a Bowler Walk. So this is really the 4th or 5th variation of these bowler attacks. And this, to be honest with you, is probably the most consistent in terms of 3-starring bases versus the other strategies, which are really good to get you a high 2-star and sometimes a 3-star, whereas these really, honestly, you're looking at, as long as you can, get that funnel correctly and engage the base in a direction where ideally you're taking out the Eagle Artillery in the first half of the raid, and ideally you're only engaging one of the Inferno Towers at a time. You don't want to go into both of the Inferno Towers broadside, and that brings us to Woody, the master 3-star attacker's attack here. He starts out with a Queen Walk, a very, very short Queen Walk, and then what he does is he merges the Queen Walk with the bowlers into a jump spell accessing the core of the base. Again here, he is actually going into both of the Inferno Towers broadside. It's of course ironic that I mentioned that right before the attacker does that, but in this case they're so close together that he's able to protect all his troops via the Eternal Tome ability, and then the rage right through them very quickly. So obviously, if they're that close together, it's really not the end of the world if you engage them directly. But if they're spread out, the Inferno Towers, then you don't want to go ahead and be taking out one while the other one is blasting away at your bowlers. So certainly there are a few ways to go ahead and use his strategy, but either way, bringing about 5 bowlers with, you don't even need wizards at all. You can see Woody brings a couple just for cleanup here, but the other attackers I don't think brought any wizards at all. It's just as simple as abusing bowlers and using a combination of heal spells and your Eternal Tome ability, as well as the jump spells to access the base. Now let's go ahead and end this episode with another impressive attack by Woody. I said Woody was the master. He's been on my channel before. I'll go ahead and link his interview with me in the channel description. He's a very interesting character, really funny guy, and a great attacker too. So he explains, I believe, the art of the Queen Walk. And you know what? Now that I think of it, so was Crips. He was also on my channel. So I'll link his episode as well. 2 expert interviews with Crips and with Woody. And Woody here, again, using his the same type of method he used on the previous attack. He's going to merge a Queen Walk, this time a little bit longer, into a mass bowler attack. He has this nice semicircle type thing going on with the bowlers, and that's really one of the cool things about Woody, is that what he does is he finds a deployment method that he's very, very comfortable with. If you watch both of these attacks, it starts out the identical way, and even the way he deploys those bowlers, I'm assuming he's using 3 or 4 fingers, and he's just tapping it 3 or 4 times, like double tapping 4 fingers, because he deploys them very, very quickly. Either that or he's dragging. I'll have to go back and rewatch, but either way, he gets them on the map really, really quickly. That way they stick together, and you can see in the core of the base here, utilizing that square right in the center, that cross I should say, and putting a jump right there to access the entire base. Again, all his bowlers, not all his bowlers, but a lot of his bowlers still alive at this point with the healers on them. That's a recipe for a 3-star attack, and indeed it is again. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this update to mass bowler trending strategy. It's definitely the most popular and most powerful attack in the game. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Thank you so much for spending a little time with me. I truly appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for everything, and as always, take care, guys.
We don't play for fame, we don't play for cash. We just play for the glory and the crash of the ash.